It's time to add another water feature to my garden. On the other side of the courtyard, I have the DIY ecosystem pond that I built back in 2019 with cheap homemade filters. I'll link the build video for that below if you haven't already seen it. But in this video, I just want to lay out the plan for what I want to achieve in the new feature. G'day, my name is Kev. The aim of my channel is to help people build and maintain ponds without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, feel free to subscribe and check out my website, Ozponds.com. The aim is to have the new build run entirely on solar, maybe with a battery, maybe not. Even if I use a battery, there'll be times when the pump stops running, so I'll need to take that into account for storing water and filtering the system. So this is the area that I'm working with. The area is about 7 meters or 23 foot wide, and it's about 3 meters or 10 foot deep from this little alcove part of the wall. In this little alcove, I'm going to lift up the pavers and create a storage reservoir. To create the reservoir, I'm going to use 3, maybe 5 of these matrix blocks. Each block can hold just over 100 litres or 28 gallons. The pump will sit inside the reservoir. The water is going to be pumped from the reservoir up to the start of a stream. The stream will then do a little twist and return to the reservoir. I'd also like to do a little pooling area before the water cascades back into the reservoir. This pooling area won't be anything too big or deep, just a place for some frogs to chill out and find a mate, maybe start a froggy family. I'll also probably throw a few rice fish in to keep the mozzies away. Because the pump will shut off quite often, I can't keep any fish that need high levels of oxygen. This pooling area will also allow me to keep some water inside the stream, so it still looks like a water feature even when the water isn't flowing. The stream will be quite narrow. I'm only going to have about 3,000 litres to work with, and that's with lots of sun hitting the panels. I'm looking at something like this PondMax pump to run the system. I could have easily just run a low volt pump to this area without a problem, but I just want to try a solar only feature. I do wish I could use my favourite Jabeo DC pumps, but I can't wrap my head around the solar setup without the controller and having cables and cords running everywhere. Feel free to convince me it's easy in the comment section. The main idea for the stream is to use it as a filter for the pooling/pond area and to grow plants that I would otherwise need to constantly water. I'm thinking things like impatiens, baby tears, ferns, and then outside the liner, but on the margins of the stream, I want to use things like heuchera and scleranthus. In the background behind the stream, I plan on using oak leaf hydrangea. I'd also like to add a tributary on the right hand side. I'll probably just get a cheap eBay or Amazon solar pump to run this side. This side won't really be a stream, it's more going to be a bog that just grows more colourful stuff. The cheap pump will basically just be the watering system and provide some additional natural filtration. Another element I want to add in is a deer scarer, although mine will hopefully be a heron scarer. So that's a rough idea of my plan, and now that I've got it on YouTube, I've got to make it happen. I think it'll balance out the courtyard nicely. I'll document the progress as I go along and share any challenges that pop up. If you enjoy this type of content, feel free to tickle the thumbs up button. And as always, thanks for watching. See ya.